So we look here at your setup. So setup-wise, very, very good. As we can see, ball now is back in the stance only because the trail foot now here, whereas normally it'd be back here, has moved to there. So the impression now is the ball has kind of moved further back in your stance. It hasn't. It's just your right foot's moving closer. Okay. Swing-wise now, obviously, we're trying to be nice and loose. Yes, we want this lead arm to sort of remain fairly extended, like you would see as if you're walking down the street, your arm just swings from the shoulder, okay? So taking the golf club away now, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good, okay? From here now, it's the body going to be turning through as we come through torso. Now you can see back at impact there. At this point, you just about, hang on, I get a straight line. Just about got the club and the hands level with the golf ball, okay? A split second later, your club's going to bottom out a bit early and you'll be thin. This ball was a reasonable strike because the ball.
Is that because I'm moving my body?
No, just because your body's not moving at all. Now watch your left elbow and your hands now. So the angle in your left wrist now, you can see it sort of being a bit more cupped this way, okay? Whereas when it first started, it was a bit more kind of just a slight curve.
So we should be trying to keep it straight all the way
well, not
through.
try and keep it straight, keep the body moving, and then it will stay straight, you see. And that's the thing with golfers. If we watch ourselves and we see other golfers doing certain shots, if we try to create things, okay, very often the way we try and create that by gripping tight and stopping it, bending or moving, it creates tension in other body parts that need to move, i.e. to turn the torso and hips towards target. They can't move, so now the arm is just forced to do what it does, okay? So if
I could get my body to move like that, all this would stay this triangle.
Generally speaking, exactly. That's exactly the triangle's right. So if you were here now, okay, if we've got that there,
so I need to turn my body.
We need to make sure that's why we have a smaller stance. This left hip and this shoulder going to rotate around there. It'd be almost like if I said to you now, I want you to. Say there's someone sort of stood just the side of the camera here, and he just walks up to you. Say you're on the first tee, and he sort of just comes in from your left hand side, and you go, "Oh hi, Brian," and you want to shake hands. You would shake hands with the guy, and you would do this, wouldn't you? He would turn to face the guy. You wouldn't do this, would you? No. And just flop your arm across your chest, because if your torso was to rotate around this way, now this arm can come with it. If the body stops, your right arm now is trying to get around a target, but your left arm has to kind of bend in here to maintain it. It wasn't too bad. This is certainly a lot better than the ones we saw in the past, to be fair, some of the real flicky ones. And again, but what we're seeing there with the contact, you over time started seeing a little bit more quality to your strike. I say what we're looking for in an ideal world is an impact. Your hands are going to probably be more here. They'd be more in line then.
So what, the hands should be more in front of the ball? Just slightly.
And again, there is a point where you could go too far. But at impact, you want them to be sort of by your left thigh there, as you can see where that line goes down there. Now, to do that, your torso has to sort of keep coming around the corner. But if you're locking your left arm, and as we saw when I was sort of trying to sort of manipulate your hands, it was almost like you're clawing onto the grip for dear life, as if I'm going to steal the club off you. Like,
not the first time you've seen that, actually. You ain't having my club.
Exactly, they're mine. I bought these, they're mine, So that's kind of the thing. If we're tense and tight, body parts can't move, other body parts are then kind of forced to substitute a movement, and you get a bit flicky. Ironically, that was a better move than what I just caught beforehand, to say. But that, look at the difference in the sort of the turn there. You kind of your head, your torso's twisted through more, where that one's a bit stoppy. Okay, it was still a good contact, still a good strike, and the shots you hit in there repeatedly over and over again were getting some good results. And you almost chipped in a few times. So if you can get that kind of softer contact, it'll make it a lot easier, okay?
So softer contact, more turning of the body.
But the faster the body kind of moves, the slower the club's going to swing. If we stop the body, we get that kind of whip cracking, which as we discussed with the driver and other clubs, brilliant. Sends the ball a long way. One of the things we definitely want for a chip shot is to hit the ball a long way. We've done that by getting to the green with our first or second shot. Now it's controlling that club face. But I would certainly, again, wherever you can, if you can just try and hit some of these chip shots, even sort of just chipping 4 or 5 yards in the back garden somewhere, put a little bucket out there or an umbrella upturn and stuff, open the brolly, just try and chip into the brolly or something, just to start getting some really small little chip shots.
Cut my grass.
I'll tell you what, just take a few divots and you can cut the grass with the divots. But having a few swings where you just if I'm here now to keep this triangle, I do this. If I just try and do my arms, it's not going to work. This arm's have to try and start shortening to make the arm keep on the club. Okay, so things move together. And if you watch the Masters this week, which I said you will, when you see these guys chipping, they're like this. They're finishing, they're facing. You'll never see a guy do this. and flick his wrist because it's just too much speed for the shot. Okay, Brian, does that make sense?
All makes sense.
Very, very good, sir. Well done.